This is what I understood as a very common developer what MCP or Model Context Protocol means in layman terms. No fluff, straight to the point. Cursor, Windsurf, Claude Desktop, these are the most common AI tools which we use these days for vibe coding. To make AI do the work for us, we provide the requirements into the chat box. Every tool will be having something similar. The moment we do that, to create the desired output, it needs to think. And to think, it needs a brain. And LLMs are those brains. The moment we select the drop down, we have the choice of picking the brain. Better the brain, better the chances of understanding the overall context and requirements, and the overall output would be more aligned towards your initial requirements. The current hottest at the time of recording are Claude 3.5 Sonnet, 3.7 Sonnet, which is a bit more creative, and Gemini 2.5 Pro. If you're watching this video 6 months down the line, you may have a different LLM as a favorite. We also have the option of choosing other LLMs like DeepSeek, OpenAI, GPT-4o, GPT-4o Mini, whatever we wish. We just pick the right brain for our purpose. So for the accuracy, we may need to pay a premium. If you notice, we have the option to provide more context to the LLMs. We can point it to the entire code base, specific files or lines, online documentation, a GitHub repo, or a specific commit, screenshots, whatever. The more context we provide, LLM makes better decisions based on these inputs. At this point, if you ask this LLM, hey, can you go and access the database or fetch some data from it or create a new table, add a new GitHub repository, integrate Stripe payments, access notions, etc., it says, sorry, I don't have that kind of capability at this point. If you want, you write your own code and connect the tool with it. The moment we connect MCP servers or Model Context Protocol to this tool, it becomes much more smarter, and based on the server we add and the function it exposes, the tool gets access to these and are able to do more actions directly on those sources. With this setup, the tool talks with MCP server in a standardized manner. MCP server exposes functions with which we can directly interact with these sources. There are a lot of sites that provides ready-made MCP servers. For example, Smithery AI is one such website. Think of these as some kind of plugins. We bring them to the tool, we call the functions exposed by these plugins, and we get direct access to the source wrapped by these servers. It's that simple. Instead of we writing that code, someone else had already done that, so all we need is to bring the server and talk to it directly from the tool. For example, GitHub, Supabase, all has these MCP server wrappers available, and all we need is to bring and add them into the tool. Within the editor, if we go to Cursor Settings, under the MCP tab, there is a button to add these servers directly into the tool. Click on the button and it will open an MCP JSON file which is empty at the moment. As an example, let me show you the process of connecting a Supabase MCP server. Once we log into Smithery AI and provide the Supabase DB details including password and the project ref which we get from the dashboard, we get a command including a secret key. The moment we execute the same in the terminal, we see that it added a configuration into the mcp.json file, and refreshing the tab will show the status of the added MCP server and the functions that it exposes along with the command we need to issue at the terminal. This basically means the tool now has access to the functions exposed by the MCP server wrapper, and the tool can call and interact with them directly without manual interference. As an example, if we ask to list all the database schemas, it calls the MCP tool, invokes the function, and returns whatever the function returns to the tool to make more choices on top of it. Regarding the practicality of the usage for personal or for freelance project where you have full access to database and your contract covers these terms and conditions, it increases the productivity provided we have an MCP server available for some task. For enterprise level projects, usage of AI itself depends on the company's policy. Where I work, it's a finance banking domain, and any usage of AI is strictly prohibited, at least for the time being. Maybe if you are working for a small company or a startup who is looking to roll out an MVP, this becomes quite handy. That is MCP in a nutshell for me.